these installed.
Good morning, YouTube. My name is Will. This is my Evo 8 RS. Lotus. Enzo. Evo for Dummies videos will continue tomorrow. I do have the next one ready for that. I did want to add one thing to yesterday's. Some of you have commented this, and I also since then have found actual written Mitsubishi proof that the large wing was an option. They listed as a $600 option even. Now that was effective September 3rd, 2003, and it does say subject to change without notice. So the large carbon fiber rear spoiler was technically optional for $600. And as I already was confident, the sunroof as well, and that was $750. So $750 for them to precision cut a hole in your roof and add glass and mechanisms and buttons, or $600 for them to bolt an ironing board to your trunk. There you have it. So while I do a lot of different types of videos, there are two underlining themes. One of them being Evo help videos, so like facts and history of the Evos, helping you buy an Evo. The other one that I seem to do a lot is what's wrong with my Evo today videos. Today is the latter. So we're gonna discuss what has been going on with my Evo, some weird noises, some AC issues, just some weird stuff that is happening. So about, I don't know, maybe a month or more ago, I installed the cone filter. That's it, nothing else. Now stock Evo 8s, they're super rich, so installing a cone filter like that isn't going to harm it. Isn't typically a concern for the car running lean or anything like that. While I do plan to get it tuned, I am waiting to do a few more mods before we do that. Immediately after I installed the air filter, I started hearing this noise, which, see if we can get it to do it today. This is the dumbest interchange. How I don't have the right of way, I don't know. Typically, it only does it at highway speeds, usually 70 to 80 miles an hour, kind of just cruising. So we'll see if we can get it to do it. Hopefully the air's not picking up, but it's like super sunny. We've had some nice weather days, but today it's like 90 something. So I gotta have some air on. Come on, Hyundai. I need to get up to 80. Not 88, just 80. Of course it's not gonna do it. Alright, so we weren't able to hear it. Not a big deal. Just figures that's the way things would go. But it's kind of like a howling sound. Now the intake that I have on this car is basically the exact same one I had on my Evo 9, and I never had any weird sounds or issues. But logic tells me that if you change something on your car and then a weird noise happens, it's probably the thing you changed. So I spent the other day looking over everything. Construction Joe still, I don't know, digging a hole out there. But Evo's doing this little, like, not a whistle, but kind of like a howling sound. And I noticed it after the intake, so obviously I assumed it was the intake. Haven't been able to figure it out yet. You know, I kind of checked it briefly. So I'm going to try to figure out what that is now. Alright, so asking around, it seems like howling a lot of times can indicate like a loose clamp. That's kind of what we're looking for. Seems good and tight. Everything seems good and tight. Awesome part about the Evo 8 is you can see the lower intercooler piping, see if it's loose. I mean, everything's good and tight. All the intercooler piping's good and tight. Intake's good and tight. Huh. All right, so that basically turned up nothing. but it made me way more nervous to drive it, so I didn't drive it for most of last week. Now, one of the things I'm always pretty mindful of, I don't know, you could call it like an OCD habit or something, I don't know. But I always like to turn everything off on my car when I go to turn it off. So the air, the heat, whatever, the stereo, the lights, like I don't like things that come on when I turn on the car. Because of that, I missed a small detail when it comes to this howling noise. I had only heard the noise at highway speeds. Well, there's a very good reason for this, it turns out, and that is, as I mentioned in the beginning, my AC's been acting a little weird, and I know some of you have like suggested that it might need charge and stuff. The way it behaves though makes me think it's something else. Like if it gets too hot and I accelerate a little bit, it's a light switch and it's right back to cold. I don't want to be doing things like that on private road, residential roads and everything. So, for the most part, I don't run the AC until I get on the highway. That way, if it goes out, all I have to do is just accelerate a little bit and it comes back. But on roads like this, I mostly just roll the windows down. And then, as I mentioned before, whenever I turn off the car, I shut everything off. So that when I start it, nothing comes on. Now, you may be able to figure out where this is going at this point. But after listening to probably more than a dozen YouTube videos of various weird noises Evos could make, I couldn't find a single noise that was quite like it, but the closest I found was a pulley noise. And as you're about to see, makes kind of sense. All right, so now this is all probably starting to make sense. Now that I know it makes the noise at potentially any time, not just at cruising speeds, that basically rules out the air filter. And also, I'm pretty certain it's coming from the passenger side of the car. Those two things, plus talking to some different people, led me to do an experiment. Actually, it led me to do several experiments, but one of them finally worked, and that is I simply turned on the AC while the car was parked, which is something I would never do in this car. All right, so I don't know why I wasn't filming this when I did it the other day. I mean, I kind of know why. I was in a rush. I had to get out the door. But we're gonna do a little reenactment here, and it went something like this. So it's still relatively warm weather. I don't warm my car up, but when I am getting ready to leave, a lot of times I'll start it just to give it a few seconds, let the oil and everything go through. And then usually I'll take the pups in. As I've mentioned, you can see right now, everything is off, like the AC and all that, because I don't ever leave that stuff on. But evidently, this particular morning I had so I started it up, ran back inside real quick, and as I was coming out, that's when I heard it. This is turning out to be the worst video ever. It's 90-something degrees today. The Evo is sitting here in the sun, and I'm getting ice cold AC. I haven't had that all summer. But the day I want to make a video about it, it's like, nah, we're good. Oh, nice and cold air. Stupid. Lotus, you shadow hunting? All right, I give up. This video sucks. Basically what was happening is the minute that the air came on, you would hear the howl. So it's got to be what I assume to be the AC compressor going out. So the good thing is, even somebody as incompetent as I can in fact install an air filter, which is basically just screwing it on here and removing the air box. So that's a good thing. The bad news is, out of all the various reasons that can cause your AC to be going out, they range and vary on expense, with the cheapest just being something simple like a refill or maybe just a loose wire or something, to the most expensive being an AC compressor. So naturally, that's what I have. But I mean, the car's 15 years old, 150,000 miles. You're gonna have... Seriously? Oh my gosh. Seriously? Lotus. Oh my gosh. All right, well, I don't know. That's what it was. I'd love to give you guys an example, but apparently my AC has fixed itself. My car has healed itself. Evidently, I should have had this video just be German Shepherd chases shadows, because that's about the only interesting thing going on right now. Nothing but ice cold AC. All right, I'm gonna let this run in the background while I finish this up. I am sorry that this video sucks and that you don't even at least get to hear the sound that I've been talking about this whole time. But yeah, that seems to be what it is. Seems to be that the AC compressor is going out. That explains why when I accelerate real quick, it kind of like, I don't know, jump starts it or something, it comes back on. That also explains why, like I've had like low, I know it's not, I don't think it's called Freon anymore, but whatever that stuff is, RJ or R, I don't know. Anyways, I've had cars with that be low and how it can come and go, but I've never been able to like control it with the throttle like I can on my car. So that's why I kind of thought that wasn't the issue. I was hoping it was more of like maybe a fan or something, I don't know. The good thing is we're going into winter. Well, I guess it's healed itself anyways, so it doesn't matter, but we're going into winter, AC isn't as important. And I guess I'll just add it to the list of things I want to fix on my car this winter. Just getting to be really, really long. I guess I can't complain too much though. Of all the videos I've made for you guys that talking about something that's broken or not working right on my Evo, this is by far the best. One, it doesn't stop me from driving the car. And two, it's cured. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. 10 minutes later after I finish this video, still ice cold. Would that feel good? Oh yeah, that feel good, huh? Yeah. Well, at least somebody's enjoying it.